MTG. Hopefully the audio is working well. This is going to be an interesting stream. It's live, so I can't even fix that. So I'm going to try to keep the pronunciation perfect here, but we're just going to jump into it. As a part of our commitment to transparency, we have always kind of had these long Facebook posts where we'll go through the numbers, we'll go through products we've released and the problems with them, if they had problems, and problems that we want to address, and also forward-looking products that we want to release. So today we're just going to be talking about the state of the company Q4 2021. We will actually go through numbers. I actually have all of our company's data in front of me. I will either attempt to summarize or I will lay out the numbers just as they are. So I'll make sure we're in the right time range here. So buckle in if you're interested in the inner workings of the company, the finances, how things are looking, products, complaints, things that we're doing well, and things that we want to do in the future. So this is going to be a pretty, not intensive, this isn't going to be a long video, it's not going to be a long stream, but I do want to get into a lot of numbers here rather than vague statements. So first, I would like to say that this was a pretty stellar couple of quarters for us. I will just, even pull up numbers here. Let's just do quarter to date. So quarter to date, which is interesting, our typical returning customer rate, which is how many customers repeatedly come back every month, is around 88%. So that's an incredibly high returning customer rate, and that is something we are proud of. We're very happy to have investor meeting. That is true, Stanley. This is an investor. You know what? We'll even have the chat box up. Let me put the chat box up. If you guys want to say something and have it live, just shown on the video, you can go ahead and say what you want to say. If it's something negative, if it's something positive, that will be included. Yeah, this is kind of an investor meeting, and as customers of our business, you are an investor in us. You're an investor in our future. So our typical returning customer rate is 88%. Currently, it is 57.84%. Now, the big reason for this is a lot of YouTubers have been making videos about our products, and because of that, we get newer customers. But if I go to year to date, which is encompassing everything, we're around 80% for returning customer rate. So that's pretty great. I mean, that's something that we like. We want to be in the high percentage of returning customer rate. That means people like what we do. And we know that we have a community, and that's who we really center around. In terms of average order value, which I think you would find kind of interesting, the average order value for us year to date, not quarter to date, year to date, is $79.45, which makes sense because it is between the Commander Sphere Crate and the Premium Monthly Packs are the two most popular products. So if you go to quarter to date, just to see where we're standing here when it comes to quarter to date, it's around $74. So pretty much the same from year to date to quarter to date. We've done thousands. So I will attempt to avoid getting into revenue because that will, I think, bring up negative feelings if a competitor is watching or if a rival LGS is watching. And that's actually the first thing I want to bring up. This rivalry between Mystery MTG and local stores, two in particular in Texas, that are very worried that Mystery MTG will come in and open our shop, and this has kind of stopped us from wanting to open a physical shop. They have literally, come out publicly and talked to me about it, about them thinking that we will kill their stores. First of all, I am very thankful that people really believe that we're that intimidating, but I'd also like to say that I think a lot of people are forgetting that Mystery MTG is not a for-profit business, which is really hard to believe. It is incredibly hard to believe, right? Why would you ever have a business if it's not for profit? I'll be completely honest with you guys. I trade, and I'm in finance. I trade futures. I make a really good living off of trading. And honestly, I don't need to run Mystery MTG. It's a passion project. I make way more money in everything else I do, and I make no money from Mystery MTG. That is right. Mystery MTG, like we've said, and will likely be the case for the next year and a half or 2 years, if we're even alive that long. Mystery MTG is not profitable at all. What has helped is, the live streams have helped where, people actually do lose their roles sometimes. But even when people win, we sometimes, one person gets sent a Stronghold pack worth $200, and we're no longer very profitable. So, in terms of profitability, guys, I'm sorry, we're not there. If you look at a company like Channel Fireball, that they make 40% profit margin off of almost every single product they make. They stuff all their crates with accessories and things that they make in-house or partner with people for, and they have an insane profit margin on. And, they don't do only sealed product. If any company does only sealed product, it's very hard to be profitable if you're not scamming people. So what I mean by that is a lot of the people I've seen who have tried to become competitors, what they've said is, look at this crate. It's filled with repacks, but 1 out of every 12 repacks has a force of will. I think that's despicable. I think that's disgusting. I think that if you're willing to tamper with booster packs worth $10 each to make a couple of bucks here and there, you should not be in the business. And I've seen a couple of local game stores do this. I've seen them actually tamper with product. I've seen people intentionally... We're not going to get into this too heavily during this, but guys, if you're doing this to make a couple of bucks, get out. This is not the area for you. This isn't that profitable. Scam somewhere else. Be a douchebag somewhere else. PWCC, we've seen in the eBay space, do shill bidding, which just means they're driving up the prices on products that are up for auction, and they're not. It's artificial. It's not real. They do that to drive up the price. And people like that, entities like that, should be reprimanded and taken out of the space. I'm sorry for saying it, but it's true. If we, Mystery MTG, have to deal with not making any money, because all we do is we get product from distributors, from LGS owners, from WotC employees, by the way. We have connections with people from WotC, and to be honest, we're on good terms with everyone, which is, I'd like to keep it that way. Maybe besides content creators, because we don't really send stuff out. But, we do things the right way. We think people have noticed that, and that's why we have a lot of customers, which is great. That's what I want. But we've also had people who want more value. They say, I want more spice. I want more spice. But guys, you have to remember that if one person is sent a Cold Snap pack, if one person is sent a Tempest pack, if one person is sent a Scourge pack, and by the way, vintage pack prices are falling, so this is changing, but if these people are being sent vintage packs, someone also has to get Magic Origins. Someone also has to get Return to Ravnica. Someone also has to get even Modern Horizons 2. Which brings me to the point, I know we're at the State of the Company Q4. We're going to talk about all of the analytics here, but I also want to mention this very incredibly important point about these products. When you're getting a vintage pack, and I know you guys, I know every single one of you are pack crackers. All of you, as soon as we send you product, you crack it open. I've seen some of you open a pack worth $200 and get maybe $10 worth of pools or something. And you're okay with it because you enjoy opening. It's a nostalgic trip. Personally, I think that's crazy because I would just keep the pack sealed. But I know you. So when people get angry that we're sending them a pack of Modern Horizons 2 where you can get fetch lands, you can get some of the most powerful cards in Magic right now, Ragavan included. And you have a very high chance at Cabal Coffers and some really amazing cards there, including some commons worth over $4 to $5 to $8 versus a pack of, let's even say Scourge, for example, where you're going to average pack open value is going to be around, let's say, $10 to $15. It's not you open that pack and it's worth 20 to 30 or whatever, and you're getting maybe half of the value, if that, probably around 1/4 to 1/5, to be totally honest. You want to see the Scourge pack, but at the same time, if it comes to value, you should honestly want Modern Horizons 2. Yeah, Chris Irk in the comments, here you go. Cracked a Monkey Pirate. That's an $80 card from a pack that is currently worth, and it's because it just released, but the pack is currently worth $8, right? But I'll be completely honest with you, Some of our happiest customers are the customers that have received Commander Legends and Modern Horizons 2. Two of the newer sets, but two of the sets in which you can get some amazing cards, including the Jeweled Lotus, including the Ragavans, including the Fetch Lands, all of these things. So, pack value is different than the value you might crack within that pack. And I hate to have to restate this, but, you know, a lot of people will say, I got my order this month and the TCG value of it was $31. And let's say they crack something really good from that, but they say, well, the packs were only worth $31. I think it's important to note that the sets you're getting, if you look at the average crack value, not crack, crack as in if you're cracking the pack. If you're looking at the value of the average pack value when it's opened, the sets that we send out the most, Modern Horizons 2 now being included in that, Mystery Booster packs being included in that, I'll say Dragons of Tarkir as well, Conspiracy. These have some of the highest values in terms of actual purchase price for what you might buy it on the market for and what you could potentially pool. Commander Legends actually being included in that. Commander Legends has some really great pools, really good potential in that set. But it's not an incredibly valuable set yet. It just came out, right? So there's a little bit of a thing there, and that's a complaint that I would love to address, but if I did address it, you guys would not like the company as much. If I was just sending you Avacyn Restored, we as a community opened probably 10 to 15 boxes of Avacyn Restored, and every single one was nowhere near how much Avacyn Restored is worth on the secondary market. Every single one did not return a profit. So if you were to open that box, you would always lose. If you were to open a pack, you would always lose. There is the exception, which is the Cavern of Souls and the Avacyn Angel of Hope. But even then, you'd probably be better off just keeping it sealed. The risk is just too high. Those are mythics, right? So ultimately, look, if you're getting packs, keeping it sealed is the way to go. I know you guys. I know me. We're going to crack it. And that's just who we are. We're pack opening addicts, and I know everyone else in the Magic community looks at us, looks at Mystery MTG, and looks at our community and says, these guys are addicted to pack opening. Well, thank you for stating the obvious. Thank you for stating that, yes, we are addicted to opening packs, right? But I would rather people buy packs from us, Mystery MTG, who only open from sealed cases, who only get it from the most verifiable, credible people. And even when we buy from individual sellers, we have to cross-reference the references to make sure that they're legit. I have to know someone that they know for me to ever pick up product from them. And we do so much checking of this product. And we've had people get angry. Do you think I'm trying to scam you? Well, yes. I believe that everyone, including WotC, is attempting to scam me. We opened a Modern Horizons 2 case from the distributor with 0 rares in the case. So yes, I have to be wary about the product that I'm sending out because I don't want anyone from my community opening a pack of Modern Horizons 2 directly from the distributor and not seeing a rare inside of the pack. That looks bad for me, it looks bad for WotC, it looks bad for the entire game. It's not what we want, so we triple check everything. So like we said, average order value is $74.78. That's pretty much the median between the Commander's Fury and the Premium Monthly Packs, which are the two most popular products. Online store conversion rate, this is the really cool part of the business, is 3.24% is 2 times higher than any other store or the average of the other stores in our space. And actually the average of any store, online e-commerce store, we're about 100% higher in terms of how many people add stuff to their cart, how many people actually purchase from us once they put stuff in the cart. Orders have been up 38% this quarter, which is great. I'm happy about that. It means people are happy with what they're getting. Like I said, our returning customer rate is typically around 88%. This quarter it is 57%. This is likely mostly due to YouTube creators making videos about us, and especially around early July, I think Bad Boy Gaming released a video about us, and that's what really pushed us up in terms of first-time customers. Online store sessions around 20,795, which isn't terrible. We're in a niche space here with Magic the Gathering. So in terms of numbers, we go through that, we can also talk about which products get sold the most. This is actually incredibly surprising even for us. Even for us. The most purchased product on our site is the monthly mystery packs premium, which is obvious. That's up 26%. The second most popular product this quarter is the spicy train ticket. I know you guys love it. We're going to actually talk about this a little bit. The spicy train ticket, the Mystery MTG Spice Arena. I come on and we role play an adventure together, and people die and people lose and people win and people kill creatures and they kill dragons and they get... I mean, we've had people literally have their skulls crushed in. We've had people so drunk that they end up choking on their vomit and dying during these adventures. It's probably one of the funnest things we have on the site, honestly. There is a complaint that I would like to address about this product. This product initially was born of just me wanting to interact with the community. We do have a very tight-knit community. But also, in terms of rewards, because it's so high in terms of RNG, there has to be an appropriate reward. Now, we thought, okay, let's get away from what we had originally offered, and let's offer vintage packs. Now, the problem with this is, around the time that we started doing this, around the time that the Spicy Train ticket was rolled out, vintage packs have actually dropped in value. Onslaught has dropped in value. Mirrodin Besieged has dropped in value. So some of the packs, Scourge has actually dropped in value as well. Some of the packs that have notoriously just gone up within the last year and a half or 2 years have started to dip. Now, the really important note that I would like to make here is that a lot of the price dropping that is happening is coming from unverified TCG player sellers. And we've seen this before. They drop the prices by unloading on listings, and they have very few sales, but it does impact the mid value of the product. And what I can say to that is, although we don't want to sort of abide by that because those people aren't verified, we literally have had some of these boxes for 10 years. We've had some of these things sealed for so long that I can literally show you the receipt where we got it from. The people that we're buying this from, besides the ones that we have in storage, are some of the biggest LGSs in North America. Okay, these are the people that these are the people connected to the entire Magic the Gathering community. These are people who have been playing the game since the mid-1990s. These people have had this product for a long time. I trust them, but even though I do trust them, we still do quality assurance checks. And to this day, we've only got one complaint from someone who thought that their pack was resealed, and it was just WotC's quality assurance errors. Once again, a pack with 0 rares. It was just commons. And I talked to him. At first he was angry. He thought that we had resealed the pack. And then I let him know that this is a WotC issue. And Hour of Devastation specifically had this issue occasionally. And we just offered him a refund. We took the pack back and we exchanged it. And he was a happy camper. He pulled something nice from the next pack. So we've had one complaint about a potential resealed pack, and it wasn't. It was just a WotC error, and that kind of sucks. Things happen in the factory. But I'm very proud of that, and we will continue to have the best quality out of any site that ever attempts to do what we do, because I'm not willing to pay the cheapest price for a box that I don't know where it came from. I don't know, is it from a distributor? Is it from the Philippines? Is it from Taiwan? Is it from the US? Is it from Germany? I need to know where it's from, what distributor it came from, and then we can, proceed with that transaction and triple check the seal. And in fact, we have started to take it upon us to open boxes and open the first 2 packs. And we do that specifically because we have boxes that have sometimes no rares. Sometimes we actually had a Modern Horizons box that was completely miscut. So it's interesting, but WotC quality has sometimes tanked quite hard. In any case, we go to online store sessions by social source. Where are we getting our newer customers from. Facebook is number one. Uh-oh. What is that? 1 second. Alrighty, we had a disruption in the state of the, not state of the union, state of the company. Anyway, so, online store sessions by Social Source. Number one is Facebook. That is where we do most of our advertising. We don't actually pay for any advertising. We just release posts. YouTube, we have a YouTube channel. And Twitter, we now have a Twitter. That's about it. We don't really do anything else. We don't advertise anywhere else. We don't have any sponsored content creators or anything. So that's about it. In fact, the majority of our sales by traffic source are all direct, with a very little percentage of that being by search. So we've gone through a lot of the numbers here. If you guys have any questions, write it in the chat. Before we continue, I would like to answer some customer questions, but I would also like to comment on this. Commander's Fury. This product was met by both a lot of love and by a lot of apprehension. Commander's Fury originally was supposed to be a very high RNG product. I didn't like that, and I was right to not like that because for a couple of people, they just didn't enjoy it. Paying $100 for something that you can get $60 in value for is not very fun. Now, we did get a lot of 5-star reviews from people who won the RNG rolls, and they got some amazing singles, some masterpieces, and some really good packs. What I did to make sure that the Commander's Fury Crate is something that you want to see every month for this quarter and for the quarters continuing after this is Commander's Fury Crate will always, every single month on the 28th, which is coming up in about a week and a half, will change its list of singles, and with that, you will never see the same single. Now, this may not be true if something like Demonic Tutor is something that a lot of customers love and they want to see again, and it's something that people run in a lot of decks. That is something that we will put on the list again, but the list is smaller, much smaller, and you can really see what you're going to be getting. You know what you're going to be getting. This is the same thing with the Spicy Train ticket. It's not drowning in products that you can potentially get, so we do love the idea of complete mystery, but complete mystery in Magic is a little bit dangerous, okay? Even when we're talking about older packs, if I say, I guarantee you get an older pack, Return to Ravnica's 2012, okay, which is considered an older pack by a lot of people. There are some packs that you do not want to see. Some people do. I mean, it depends on the nostalgia, but in terms of value, there are some packs that you don't want to see. There are some singles that you don't want to see. We realize that. So now we have a lot of singles that people love. Singles that people are running, and this is important for Commander's Fury Crate. I want it to be a product that you get every single month, and that every single month when you get the product, you know exactly where those singles are going to go. Literally, never, ever, ever will you get bulk. Never. That's disgusting. No one has even said that, but I'm going to say it now. You would never get a bulk rare. You would never get a bulk mythic. And because our singles list is so small now, and it's so filled with value and cards that you want to see being played. Now, this is going to change every month. So if you don't like a single from one month, come back the next month and you might see a single that you enjoy. TSR is very much a pack I hate seeing dropped as a premium pack. David, I would have to disagree with you. TSR, this is an interesting dynamic. Because TSR, upon release, was a very premium pack. This is a pack that everyone wanted to see, Time Spiral Remastered. Had a lot of value in it, a pack that people loved opening. Now, this changed once supply became a little bit more plentiful and people saw it a little bit more often. But keep in mind that Time Spiral Remastered is considered a Masters pack by Wizards of the Coast. It's not us. Time Spiral Remastered is a Masters product. So, not even looking at that, just the average pack opening value on TSR is higher than Masters 25. So if you were to look at Masters 25, which is a more expensive product, or Iconic Masters even, you're pulling more value from Time Spiral Remastered, which is why it's considered a Masters pack because it was made a Masters pack by WotC, and it also has a higher pack opening value. Especially, that's brought up a lot by the old time-shifted foils that are still very rare. I mean, in terms of statistics, a lot of them are, to get a single individual one would be the exact same as pulling a masterpiece. I think the Thoughtseize is still worth $300 plus. So there's a lot of sets that's just not possible in. There are Dragon Maze, you can barely get $1 worth of value from anything in there. Okay, you could open an entire box and get $5 worth of value. We have to be careful about perception and the reality of certain products. That's kind of where I'm at with this. Is that there are certain sets that people don't want to see, but they haven't really looked into the technicals behind it. Like Hour of Devastation has a decent pack opening value. It's not a terrible set, but people don't like the set very much, and that's more of a nostalgia thing. Back in the day when the set was first released, people weren't a big fan of it at all, and I think that sentiment continues forward even as the set appreciates or certain singles appreciate. So I will take into note that a lot of sets do have negative receptions, and we have to be mindful of that because we don't want you opening a product that you don't like. Going forward, keep in mind that for this quarter and for every quarter, we have polling that we do for active subscribers to see what you want to see and to see things that you don't want to see taken off. And we will continue to do that, and that's a big priority for us. And I think it's important to note that all of the products and Mystery MTG as a whole is a kind of curation service where certain things that you want to see and certain things that you don't want to see will pop up and then they leave and they disappear. So 1 month, it's kind of like a food delivery service where you're getting something 1 month that you don't really like, and then you kind of tell them, hey, I really didn't like this, and then they change it and they don't send you that product anymore if you don't like lamb or goat or whatever, and then you just don't give it to that person anymore. And that's what we've done. Dragon Maze was a product that we sent out originally, and we no longer send out. And that's because it's just a bad set. But the mindset here is that if you're opening a pack of Modern Horizons 2, a pack of Conspiracy, and a pack of Dragon Maze, you're really going through Magic's history here. If you're opening a pack of Amonkhet, if you're going to Return to Ravnica, if you're going to Dragons of Tarkir, if you're going to Khans of Tarkir, if you're going all the way back to Avos and Restored, you are opening packs that, they're a part of history. And you can tell from the card stock, from the printing quality, from the art. It's just, for me, it was always just a big, awesome experience where you're able to take a step back into Magic's history and enjoy it. And because of that, we have to, we can't just throw in a bunch of collector packs. If we really want it to be value-filled, you have the exclusion option and order details still right. That is correct, Stanley. You can exclude any product you don't want in your order details. So if you don't want a certain set, put it in there and you won't get it. And we have up to 2 set exclusions depending on the product, though. So check the product. At least one. In any case, guys, the important thing here is that we will continue to grow, and as we continue to grow, mistakes will happen, and we'll innovate, and we will hopefully grow from all of those mistakes. Luckily, we haven't really been making very many mistakes at all recently, and I am incredibly happy to announce that our delivery speed is insane right now. It's better than it's ever been. Our crates that are monthly crates are shipped to order now, and a lot of people have actually gotten their products 2 days after ordering it. So certain people get same day delivery, and there are certain delays that happen, especially in regards to weather. Rain is a big one because we can't really safely do deliveries if rain is happening, but because we have had ruined product that way. But overall, just seems like everything's kind of going along very well. We're not pushing aggressively. We're not advertising. We're not promoting. We're not spending money on anything. We're not increasing the way the pay. All of these other crate services, they want shiny, cool-looking boxes to make you think, oh, this is insane. No, with us, you're getting a bubble mailer, and you're getting some of the best sets ever printed, okay? And that's it. What else can we do? We send out Onslaught, and we send out some amazing sets, and I think that's the main goal. And we're going to be sending out Mystery Booster Convention Edition booster packs into a lot of orders. Up to 40% of orders will have that product in there, and that was previously a pack worth over $80 to $90 each, which we sent out with regular premium packs for a while until we ran out. And we're going to continue to do that. Like I said, the company isn't profitable, but in terms of online store sessions by location, we're up 120% in Canada. We're up 40% in the United Kingdom. We're up 125% in Australia. We're up 80% in Germany. We're up 33% in the United States. There's a global demand for packs. People want monthly packs. People want a service that they're not going to get scammed by. And when you see something like PWCC on eBay and how greedy some of the biggest players in Magic are, I think a lot of people have kind of just said, okay, well, I'm kind of okay with the RNG at this point, because at least if I win, I know I'm winning real product. And if you lose, what do you lose? You get a Conspiracy pack, you get a Modern Horizons 2 pack, you get a Dragons of Tarkir pack. Technically, that's a loss in terms of value because you paid $33, and that's like, what, $28 worth of value? But it's better than, someone sending you 3 packs of Theros Beyond Death, which we had a customer make a video about. He tried a different service, and they sent him 3 Theros Beyond Death booster packs and a whatever that theme booster pack is, which is disgusting, completely disgusting and terrible. So yeah, that's not worth it at all. So when do we all get to throw down at the LGS? Chris, the issue is that we were going to open our LGS, and we got into a bit of a conflict with a local game store that doesn't really do anything. They don't really have events. They're not very noticeable in the space, and they have a very tight-knit Yu-Gi-Oh community. They have a tight-knit Flesh and Blood community, and they don't really host any Magic the Gathering events anymore. But this LGS was not happy because we were going to be opening 2 blocks down, and we would be selling Magic, and we would be having Magic events, and they're worried that a lot of their customers might go to us. And, at this point, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think that Mystery MTG has to carve our own path. A lot of people don't like us. Some of the biggest Magic the Gathering creators don't like us. They're not going to like us. The pack app, okay, I'm just going to say this. We're going to be totally honest here. This is the state of the company, so let's talk about it. The majority of Magic the Gathering players that I've come across as I open product for the past couple years, 10 years, whatever, that I've been cracking packs at the LGS, I've always been the guy who sat there while the game was going on, and I would just crack open packs. And there would be people. There was a guy named, what's his name? I forgot it. This guy was such a rude guy, and he would just be, why are you opening those packs? You should be drafting. You should be doing this. And I literally looked at him one day, and I said, you can't control how I play the game. You can't control how I enjoy Magic the Gathering. I'm going to open all of these packs. I'm going to buy multiple boxes and open them in front of you because I know that you want to draft these, and I want to crack these open and just take the singles that I want. And that's it. Sorry. That's how I enjoy the game. I want to open these. I'm literally supporting the LGS. I'm supporting the store owner by buying his product at his set price, cracking it open right there and giving him the bulk. And he goes around and sells that bulk. So, Chris, I'm going to be completely honest. I think that I think it's time for us to just say screw it and forget about feelings and open one of the best local game stores in Dallas. And that's probably what we're going to do. I did not want to step on toes. But at the end of the day, a lot of these local game stores are not good. They're dirty. People don't really take care of them. A lot of the owners have this weird thing where they have a lot of their friends working for them, and people are stealing singles, and people are stealing product, and people are getting free this and free that. And the tables are dirty, and events are happening, but they're not being done properly, especially with COVID in mind. And a lot of this is happening, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying this should be run better 1,000,000%. This is disgusting. Now, there are some local game stores that are run amazingly well. Madness in Dallas being a great example of a LGS that was very clean and very big, but they got rid of Magic because it wasn't profitable. So there you go. Please kick out my LGS. They inflate prices above anywhere else. Yeah, David, that's another issue. That is another issue. A lot of local game stores squeeze every penny out of the people who come. And that's why the whole idea of support your local game store instead of online retailers has kind of failed. Because a lot of these local game stores are businesses. They're for profit. They care about money. They're going to squeeze as much money from you as possible, which is disgusting. But keep in mind, there are local game store owners that have been insanely friendly to the community, very close to the community, and if that's the case, support them. But the idea that you have to support your local game store, even support us, no matter what, is terrible. If Mystery MTG ever does something that, and trust me, our customers do this all the time, no matter how loyal they are, if we ever do something crappy, if we ever make a mistake, people will come and tell us. And I enjoy that. I think that's a good thing. I think that people need to be put into check. But a lot of store owners and a lot of their community don't want them to ever be touched. They don't want them to ever be checked. They don't want issues to be mentioned. That's the issue. That's the issue. So, just a summary of things for the state of the company. I think that we are on the right path. I think that all of the shipping issues that we had previously are gone. I think that our products have gone up in value. I think that the customers have been repeat customers for reasons. People enjoy it. Obviously, there's RNG involved, so sometimes you're not happy, sometimes you're very happy, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it has to be. Otherwise, something weird would be going on. In terms of products that are the most popular and products that should be the most popular, the monthly mystery packs continue to take reign here, being 2 times more popular than the next product. One that's growing is the standard 9X standard monthly packs, which is 9 packs for the price of $33, I believe, from standard rotation sets. And you get the chance, 1 out of every 10 gets a collector's pack. So that is a very good product in terms of value, and people enjoy it, and it's a lot of value. We don't advertise it because you make money from it. You get packs cheaper than you can get them at any local game store around you. So the random singles pack continues to do very well. 5-star reviews are all across the board for that product. You get random stuff, but it's pretty good stuff that you want to play. Like I said, Commander's Fury Crate will be rotating. Our singles list will be rotating on the 28th. You will see some of the best cards ever printed in terms of playability on the next list, and that will continue to be the case. Hopefully Innistrad is releasing a lot of spice as well, and we can pick up a lot of those singles and put those in the Commander's Fury Crate if any of them are good enough to be there. I think in general we're on the right path, and like I said, we're not a profitable company, and who knows how long this is sustainable, but I think while we're in business, we need to continue to do the right things, which is provide enough value, provide transparency, which is what we're trying to do today, and make sure that the community is very tight. And it is very tight. We all know each other. Every single David Reynolds, Stanley Tarasowitz. I could barely say his last name when I first met Stanley. Chris Irk. Chris has been with us for a while. Nick Artanovich. These are people that I know. We have a very tight community, and I like it like that. If we wanted to, we could spend thousands of dollars on marketing. We would have 10,000 Facebook followers, and we would, just be another online retailer. And I don't think that's what we want to do. So, state of the company in summary, we're doing swimmingly well, and deliveries are happening faster than ever, and no quality issues. People haven't really been whining. We occasionally make a mistake. It's a very small team. We do occasionally make mistakes, but they're very far and few in between. And by every metric, we are up in the green in terms of online store sessions, in terms of orders, in terms of store traffic. We're going up, and we're not paying anything. We don't market. We don't advertise. I'll be honest with you. Channel Fireball and a lot of these other guys spend $20,000 to $30,000, and God knows how long, just to advertise on Facebook. And we see their ads all the time. That's the life of an online retailer. We're not an online retailer. We're a monthly themed crate service, and that's what we are. That's what we're going to be. We do have sealed product and singles on the site, and in this quarter, before the end of this quarter, we will likely increase that. I will be listing a lot of really spicy singles if you would like to purchase them. These are singles that we have too much of. We have up to 30 to 40 copies of certain singles. That includes stuff like Jeweled Lotus. Jeweled Lotus we are literally drowning in. Extended art foil Jeweled Lotuses. We are we have too many. Way too many. We can't even send them out. And in terms of how often they're hit by RNG, it's just, we get more in than we would be sending out. So we will be selling a lot of these higher end singles, a lot of the lower end singles that we have too many copies of, and you guys can purchase that on the site. You can purchase a sealed product on the site, Return to Ravnica, Commander Legends. We might even have the D&D product up pretty soon on the site if you want to buy that. Rise of the Eldrazi, revised, some really old sets. Now, they're not cheap, and we're never going to be a value service, so there's always going to be a premium there. Any questions for you guys? Any questions for me in the chat? Let me know. We will continue to be live for a little bit here, and then we're going to call it a day. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. We will, these are just little quick sessions where we talk about numbers, we talk about the business, we talk about pressing issues, we talk about, we can even talk about competitors. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Here's the competitor segment. We had a competitor who started a website on Shopify, pretty much stole our product page. It's fine. It's not an issue at all. Released one crate and then completely stopped the service. And he would comment on every single YouTube video about us consistently. You just comment all the time. Every single video, every single post about us. And his service stopped after the release of the first crate. And his crate wasn't very good. There wasn't much value. There wasn't anything enticing in it. And I think, that's the way it is. Mr. MTG is... We've been very lucky to survive this long, and a lot of people haven't. There isn't really a viable competitor, and I don't think that there is going to be a real competitor just because if you want to make money, you can't. It's so sad. It is sad. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We've crunched the numbers. We've looked at it, and we know that if we don't offer value, customers won't buy. If we're not sending value, customers will stop buying. The fact that we have consistently grown thus far just means that we've been sending out a ton of value. And the fact that our average returning customer rate is 88% means that the same people are happy with what they're getting and they come back. Now, there are some people who weren't happy with Commander's Fury Crate. That issue has been fixed. There are some people who weren't happy with the Spicy Train ticket. That issue has been fixed. Like I said, we innovate and we work upon that and we make it better. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. So in terms of competition, there just isn't one right now. There isn't a competitor. And which is, I would say, is a negative thing. I would love to have a competitor to look at and learn from and innovate from and say, he's doing this right. And he looks at us and say, oh, they're doing this right. And it would be a fun little competition. And we would, see who becomes the best crate. You guys would have options. But that's not the case currently. So... we're kind of alone in the space. And it's not a big space. You're not going to, to be completely honest with you guys, even if you were to look year to date, from all of the things that we do, from everything, it's over 6 figures in revenue, right? But it's not anywhere close to 7 figures. And if it was at 7 figures, it would probably be profitable if you had that volume. But it's not even close to that. So... I don't know how you get to that number. I don't think we ever want to get to that number. I know it would take a lot of marketing. And if you spend that much money in marketing, you're not able to send out anything spicy. So that's, sort of the issue. We literally were sending out sealed boxes of product, and we still do that sometimes as a reward. We sent out a Modern Horizons 2 a sealed draft box for Commander's Fury Crate. And the customer... I guess enjoyed it. They never really reached out. So I guess they might have been confused. They were like, okay, well, I got singles and I got a draft booster box of Modern Horizons 2. They might have made a mistake, but I'm not going to tell them because I don't want them to know that they sent me this box. But we intentionally sent it to you. So don't worry. 88%, that's really good for return customers. Yes, 88% is incredibly good. That is higher than most companies. And simply, our customers always come back. We have a really high return customer rate. And I like it that way. We have weeded out all of the scammers. We have weeded out all of the shitty people. We have weeded out anyone with a negative attitude in the company right now. What makes this quarter so good, what makes Mr. MTG so good right now is anyone who was incredibly negative, anyone who we did not want to have in the service is gone. And that's important. And anyone who we wanted to keep, any customer that we wanted to be a part of this community has stayed. And a lot of really cool first-time customers have popped up this quarter. And I consider that to be a very big positive. Like I said, our conversion rate is very high, and that's because we don't market that much. We have not really done any promotions besides the D&D promotion, where you could get a free Double Masters booster pack. And like I said, that kind of pulls into the idea that we are working on tournaments. So the final topic that we will touch are the tournaments. We have been working with a third-party entity to make things happen for tournaments, but unfortunately, they have to make money, and we don't want to charge customers too much for this, so it didn't work out. We would have to do a tournament independently by ourselves on Mystery MTG, or MTG Arena, sorry. And the physical space that we had allocated for Magic the Gathering no longer wants Magic the Gathering to be played in that space, so the Mystery MTG Mythic League is currently being worked on. It is being worked on, and that should be done. It's hard because if we want to pay out a ton of money to you guys, it's going to be hard for us to have enough money to pay out to the people who help us run the tournament. So, there was a third-party business, I guess we would call them, that wanted us to charge customers a fee to enter, and they would get 95% of the entry fee, and then we would keep 5% of the fee. And then we would have to also cover the 10 grand that we want to use for prize pool. And I said, no. So that's insane. First of all, a lot of our customers, I don't even really want them to pay a fee. If you are paying a fee to enter our tournament, there has to be a really big reward. There has to be a ground-breaking reward. If you're paying $20 to $30 to enter, you should have the ability to win a box or cash. Even up to $30,000 cash. This is something that's not uncommon in Call of Duty. This is something that's not uncommon in other games. I think that should be the case in Magic the Gathering too. The prize pools need to be big, and I know WotC isn't doing it, so we want to do it. But we have to get bigger. That's the thing. We have to grow a little bit, and then we should... yeah, Chris, we didn't do that deal, but we're going to get bigger, and as we get bigger and we get more money, and we actually make profit at some point, that profit will be turned into a really cool prize pool. So anyway, guys, I don't want to make this too long. This will be posted on YouTube as well. State of the company Q4 2021. We have ranted, we have talked, we've answered a couple of questions. We've talked about competitors, we've talked about tournaments, we've talked about new products, old products. Ultimately, everything is going very well, and I hope we can say that next quarter as well. And I don't know if we'll make this kind of video for next quarter. We typically do it at the end of the year, so that would be Q4. But we might, depending on how drastic things change or what's happening in the company or what's happening in Magic. I would like to end this by saying thank you to everyone, to all of our incredibly loyal customers. That includes you, Chris Irk, Stanley Taraswitz, David Reynolds, a lot of the people on the Discord. You guys have been very, very committed, and you have been, people that we work hard to please, and we want to make sure you guys are happy. That's the main thing, is the loyal fan base has to be happy as a priority. That's kind of what we're aiming for. In any case, have a great day. I just got my second vaccine shot, so I'm a little bit out of it. And also, make sure that you are getting vaccinated. If you do get vaccinated, you get a free Modern Horizons 2 Draft booster pack. You also have the chance to get a collector's booster pack as long as you prove you're vaccinated and spend over $40 on your purchase. And you can get a free Modern Horizons 2 pack. That is insane. That is awesome, at least in my opinion. In any case, have a great day. This is Alan from Mystery MTG.